Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's live stream. My name is Patrick. I'm the community manager of Gate.io, which is a top 10 exchange, doing all kinds of super interesting and innovative stuff on the crypto space. We've been around for a super long time. We have a wide variety of products, lots of happy users, capping 3 million in total. And we're looking to expand, as always, looking to expand into a variety of markets. Hope everyone is well. Not much happening in the crypto space. Well, there's always something happening, right? But at the moment, nothing super crazy going on, as in we are not in a heavy bull trend or a heavy bear trend. Crypto is just being crypto, which means, Ethereum Classic gets a double spend hack. That's happened twice in 1 week. Dave Portnoy, the infamous Barstool Sports guy, who managed to make a lot of money on Robinhood, diverted a little bit into the crypto market and made a considerable loss. But he got a lot of backlash for that, because he got introduced to crypto by the Winklevoss, the Winklevi twins, who showed him, very shortly and very briefly what crypto is, how it works, and there was a lot of hype around it because he has a lot of reach. But in the end, he claims he sold, has no Bitcoin anymore, has no Chainlink anymore. So the Link Marines were disappointed, and generally everyone on crypto Twitter was mentioning how weak his hands were. And fair enough, he had like a 25K loss, and for someone with his access to liquidity and market capital, that's not a very big deal. So it's almost like it's a little bit of a PR trick that he got into crypto and then got out, but who knows what the real reason is behind it, right? He must not have conviction. It takes some time for someone from outside, no matter how smart you are, to understand what cryptocurrency is, what the implications can be for the future, and how necessary it will seem to be. That it's not super straightforward. There's so much information you have to take in. There's a lot of FUD out there. There's people saying it's scam. Generally, anyone you will talk to in your direct surroundings, of all kinds of levels, will say, yeah, but they say it's a scam, right? But they say it's going to go to zero. But they say, yeah, because if you don't know, that's what you say. Anyway, this is just a little small introduction into what's happening. For me, the most significant events were that. Bitcoin at this moment is hovering under the 12K level. Everyone, of course, is watching for a breakout. I think this has been the longest period that Bitcoin has been above 10K, which is, a bullish trend. Even though I'm not an analytical guy, I believe that is on an analytical level, that's a very bullish thing, that BTC has remained above 10K, which means people are buying, no one is selling per se. People generally, there's a large percentage of people holding, but there's constant fiat coming into the market, keeping the price above 10K. There's no breakthrough to 12 because at this moment there's just no super interest. There's still a little bit of FUD. There was talks of some big major moves with Tether and some flights of capital. What else is there? As for Gate, we are doing all kinds of innovative stuff with the space, whether it's about the Yam version 2 swap or Polkadot's Denomination Day. We try to stay up to date with all the trends which are relevant, all the major projects which are undergoing swaps, mainnet launches, that kind of stuff. We follow all of them, and we make sure that it happens accordingly, and try to keep our users up to date on it. First of all, so we've migrated to the Hashgard Mainnet, which will be a 10-to-1 ratio, meaning that if you had 10 million GARD, Hashgard, you will now have 1 million. Not a denomination or a depreciation in value. It's just they've swapped over to the mainnet, and they've migrated to the Hashgard Mainnet, and there's just a change in the native token from the ERC-20 token. As with many tokens, Hashgard was an ERC-20 token, and they've now swapped over. Hi there. Let's see, ongoing on Twitter, which is pretty fun, I think, and super low effort. We've got the Tenzen commandments of Gate.io, where you get like a little bit of a cryptic aphorism with some wisdom in it, with a really cool graphic. And if you look close into the image, you'll see a ticker of the crypto coin. If you see what ticker that is of that crypto coin, and you hashtag that coin in the comments together with your your own quote, you'll be able to win some crypto. It's not going to be a huge amount, but it's still considerable, right? It's a pre-parabolic bull trend. So whatever small amount it is now, you might expect it to do 10 to 100x with the next parabolic move. So I would encourage you to take part. Look at the image. It's not easy because these images have been a lot of effort has gone into them to make them. They're super cool, I think. I'm a big fan of Bruce Lee myself, and the ticker, which is somewhere in the image, it's not that easy to spot. So see if you can spot it. I saw on Twitter that some people had already managed to do so. Go check that out. We're on day 6 at the moment. I'll be posting the next one in the next hour, so definitely check that out. Next up, we've got the Polkadot's IOU dot token we had. They did a 1/100x split, which was based on a community vote on the 21st of August. That's 3 days ago that happened. That's gone through. So if you had your Polkadot, we had DOT on our exchange. We stopped trading for a short while, did the 100x split, and trading has commenced. Same goes for Yam Finance, which obviously had a lot of buzz around it in not a very positive light, as there was a little bit of a big bug in the code, which means that which meant that yams were being minted unlimitedly without a limit. And once that was discovered, the price dropped significantly. So this time they've done an audit. The developer, I believe there's only a few, and they're undergoing a continuing amount of rebases. These are technical, very technical terms for reduction and addition in supply. So at this moment, if you had bought Yam, you now have Yam version 2.0, version 2. There's going to be a migration to V3 version 3, and all you have to do is let them remain on your Gate.io account. So we've also launched the trading service of Wrapped NXM, which is a token revolved around the ecosystem of insuring your smart contracts, which could be applicable to Yam if they would have done that. So smart contract insurance, which is super interesting, right, for the future, because these are all services which you wouldn't have imagined existed, but due to necessity simply come into existence. We've done a WNXM, Wrapped NXM token, a one-on-one token of Nexus Mutual, a decentralized alternative to insurance. We've launched that, trading of that as well. In a short while, we're going to release statements on 2 other coins we're supporting, which is Sparax, SPA, and the other one, let me see. No, actually, just that one coin. In China, it's Chinese Valentine's Day on August 25th. That's going to be tomorrow. To celebrate that, we're going to do 7-day POS and earn staking with an annualized return for USDT of 15% and for BTC and F of 7%, which is a cool way to make a little bit of extra crypto asset. That's another exciting development we're going to have. Let me see. Finally, at this moment, that's it. That's it for announcements. Oh yeah, shouldn't forget that on Wednesday, I'll be hosting an AMA with Charlie Chen, the CMO, Chief Marketing Officer of Troy Trade, which is a very, very interesting project. They'll be releasing their Troy network later this year, I believe, and they are all about being a crypto prime brokerage. I'm not gonna dig into what that is. I'm gonna let Charlie explain what that is exactly. But it's very interesting because considering the market of crypto is so new, we are missing a prime broker, a B2B broker who connects market makers with exchanges, etc., etc. There are existing constructions out there, but they're focused very much on developing their Troy network to then build a sustainable environment for these interaction, the symbiosis between high-end institutional clients and market makers. Super interesting. In 2 days from now, because today is Monday, at 12. I've got to say this right because it's on my time zone. 12 p.m. GMT. It would be really great if you joined. I'm going to retweet it tomorrow to let you know more. That's it for the Gate.io announcements. Some final tips, which are so well known, in the crypto space, but it can never hurt, right, to mention them again, because there might be something here that you hear, and which might be super valuable for you. Because in the beginning, you don't really know what you're doing. You might just, that's how I started. I just bought some Litecoin, didn't know what it was back in 2015, didn't know what it was, what it did, or why I should have it. I just knew it was different at the time. So you do that, and gradually you get more into the space. You read more about the space. You read more about the technology, the possibilities, and now too, for those looking to diversify their portfolios, that's always a better bet, as it's a very common trading strategy to not put all of your eggs in one basket, right? You might be one of the Chainlink Marines who is super enthusiastic about the Chainlink project, and you've had these immaculate gains, and you don't want to give them up, and you might just be putting more and more fiat into it, and every month your paycheck goes into that, and then all of a sudden, you never know. You never know what kind of FUD might come out. No one knew that Mt. Gox was going to be hacked. No one knew that Cryptopia was going to be hacked, right? So you can also see it in the perspective of putting all your eggs in one basket, having all your coins at one exchange or in one wallet. It applies to many elements. Even the Bitcoin holders who are so convinced of their maximalist vision that the Bitcoin network is the only network that matters and contributes to the cryptocurrency ecosystem. It's the first mover, all of that. You never know. You never know, however unlikely a 51% attack is, you never know if it's going to happen. No one knows, right? And that's what you do. You just hedge against risk. You hedge against the risk of the dollar, the USD dollar falling, losing value, the euro losing value, or whatever country you're in. So that for that reason, you can diversify into accumulating gold, having real estate property, and then into crypto too. And once you're in crypto, it's good to diversify. Interesting fact is that the Raoul Pal of Real Vision has seemingly allocated 25% of his portfolio in Bitcoin. Now, you might wonder, why is that relevant? That's relevant because he's a financial veteran from the traditional finance background who's become more interested in Bitcoin over the years, is super knowledgeable about all global macro markets, and the fact that he's allocated a quarter of his portfolio, which is a considerable one, as an ex-retired Goldman Sachs employee in his 40s or 30s, whatever. If he's allocated that much in Bitcoin, that shows his conviction. That's a little bit of a sidestep, but never put your coins into one basket, be it an exchange, fiat, or crypto. Then, and I'll end on that note, do realize that whatever you do put into crypto, at all times you have to realize that it might be, you have to consider that you may lose it all for reasons that go beyond you that you don't know about. There might be floods somewhere in the world which destroy the mining industry or put pressure on the mining industry. There might be, very unlikely, but there might be a global initiative of all regulators to cut out all middlemen, which would cause enormous FUD. There might be some problems with Tether, which has a 5 billion, I don't know how big the market cap is, but there might be FUD, black swan events, which happened as Corona is kind of a black swan event. It can happen in crypto too. You just don't know it because you have the conviction that crypto will go on forever and accumulate in value, and crypto is here to stay, and all these positive reasons. But at the end of the day, you should realize that whatever you put in, you should be willing to lose. So diversifying into gold or cash at home or into all kinds of different other investments really is not a bad idea. It's hard to fathom, right? Because crypto has been such an exponential market, but no one really knows what the future will bring. If we did, we would all be incredibly rich. So yeah, at some point, in some way, you have to take risk, because if you don't take any risk, you're not going to get any reward. And the other side is you want to be a little bit risk averse, especially with crypto at this moment. But on the other side, you don't want to have weak hands as Dave Portnoy has, because in the end, I'm pretty sure he'll be the biggest loser of all. However, well, he claims to be a trader and pizza reviewer. All right, guys, thanks so much for paying attention. Check out the Tenzen commandments post I'm going to put out shortly to win some free crypto. It's super easy. Just hashtag the ticker you see in the comments and leave a comment of your own of one of your favorite quotes. That's what you do. Winners will be randomly selected. There's not a lot of participation at the moment, maybe because people are not reading the rules, or they're just too distracted because they don't have a super big attention span to read the tweet. In any case, that gives you a higher chance of winning, as the fewer the amount of participants, the higher the chances are you're going to win. So check out that tweet, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in 2 days to do the AMA with Charlie Chen, the CMO of Troy Trade. Have a good day, everyone, and yeah, have a good day. Bye, everyone. Bye.